If you can't already tell, I'm a siren. I know I'm clearly externally beautiful, but what you should really hear is my voice. It's so beautiful that I can easily seduce men into getting closer and closer to me. And then I devour them. Oops. If you really wanted to get away from me, you should try beeswax. It's worked for some, so if we ever meet again, you shouldn't give it a shot. Okay, some backstory on me. I am the daughter of the river god Achelos, but I think a siren is short, sweet, and to the point. Another question you might be asking yourself is, why aren't you a mermaid? Well, you see, I'm a half bird, half woman, so deal with it. If you didn't already know, my sisters and I live on an island in the seas between Aia and the rocks of Scylla. Another fun fact about us sirens is we used to be the handmaidens of the goddess Persephone. Basically, she got kidnapped and Demeter sent out yours truly to go look for her. Clearly that didn't work, so my sisters and I just kind of crashed on this island and started doing some strange stuff. That's how we started luring sailors and devouring them. In case you wanted to know, sailors are really salty from all that sweat. I recall one very special day when I was just relaxing and waiting for my next meal to arrive. I saw something in the horizon slowly coming my way. In my mind, I was just thinking, this could be deliciously entertaining. It was a really windy day, and so the ship was becoming closer and closer. The wind gave a scent up my nose that filled me with what men that were ready to give themselves to me. The wine. The anticipation sent a numbness around my body. I felt a grin arrive to my face as I turned to my sisters and noticed they had spotted the ship as well. Wine. We hungrily waited for our newest men to add to our collection. FYI, beards are gross, so I was really praying to Zeus that there weren't any men on the nearing ship with beards. Wine. My grin slowly turned into a grimace as I was trying to control the winds with my mind. I noticed my sisters were trying to do the same thing. The wind abruptly stopped, and my sisters and I exchanged the look, which was basically the cue that got us to release our tempting voices. Our methods were unbreakable. Every ship that came our way contained men jumping off of the ship just to get their heart's desires. After what they think that is love and lust, they just end up being dead. I know how cruel you must think I am, but I cannot express to you how happy I am when I begin to rip open flesh. If you're having a hard time imagining it, then picture this. It's Christmas morning and you're like 7 years old, and Santa leaves you a heap of presents. You demolish those boxes. Now switch out the boxes for people, and voila, instant happiness. Okay, sorry, where were we? Yes. My sisters and I began to release our lovely voices like this. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Line.
Our intoxicating voice.
Our intoxicating voice exited our lips, traveling to the ship. Line. We began to sing about fame and fortune, and that usually does a trick in an instant, but nothing was working. Line. These men were not jumping overboard. Like what? Line.
And it was my wonderful.
And then with my wonderful bird vision, I saw what had beat my sisters and I. My jaw was hanging open because I was so astonished. I slowly began to trip out the word beeswax. There was one smart man on the ship who didn't have that stupid beeswax in his ears. I believe they call him Odysseus. His ears were bare and he was tied up to the ship and was struggling to break free from the ropes. Line.
My sisters and I began.
My sisters and I began to sing louder and louder to try and entice Odysseus and his crew. I closed my eyes, hoping that I'd see the ship come up on our shore, but as I slowly opened my eyes and saw that the ship had embarked in the opposite direction towards the rocks of Scylla. Line.
I had never felt this sort.
I had never felt this sort of pain. My wings clenched, which caused a sharp pain to scroll down my back. After being defeated for the first time ever. Line.
My sisters and I let out.
My sisters and I let out the loudest screech that the sailors could probably even hear through the beeswax. Now, here's the hiccup in the road. Mortal men are not supposed to hear the song of the siren. Sadly, Odysseus heard our song, therefore he told mortals. Our secret was out. All of the fun, death, and beauty of our world was just dumped down the drain. Immortal creatures are supposed to live out any mortal. But we were defeated. Oh, how the table has turned. Line.
My sisters and I.
My sisters and I are a great embarrassment to Mount Olympus, to our father, Achelous, to any immortal or god, and to the seas and island that has given me the chance to do what I do best. After some time, we saw Odysseus pass once again, and we immediately knew we had failed. We had to take our consequence. We killed so many, yet we had to end it by killing ourselves. My sisters and I don't, knowing that we could never be heard or seen again. Give yourselves a round of applause. Congratulations, you mortals. You won.